Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of Tired Old Queen at the Movies, starring Mr. Steve Hayes. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Now let's go see Steve.
Hello, John. Come in.
Tired Old Queen at the Movies. Johnny, I hadn't done a Cecil B. DeMille movie in a while, and so I thought I would do one of my favorites. Reap the Wild Wind with John Wayne, Paulette Goddard, Milland and Susan Hayward. Now, this movie is sort of Cecil B. DeMille's version of Gone with the Wind.
Trying to make a lady out of her is keeping me woe to a shadow.
It was taken from a novel that was serialized in the Saturday Evening Post, and it's about salvaging sunken ships in the 1800s off the Florida Keys. And Paulette Goddard plays this character named Loxi Claiborne, and she's sort of a Scarlett O'Hara role.
Oh, Mama Rod, help me rig for wrecking. Now, Miss Loxi.
Which is very, very significant because Paulette Goddard was the actress who came closest to nailing Scarlett O'Hara for Gone with the Wind. She was right down to signing the contract when Myron Selznick, David L. Selznick's brother, who was an agent, introduced him to Vivien Leigh, who was over here with Larry Olivier. And he took one look at Vivien Leigh, they tested her, and that was, of course, the rest was history.
You weaseling crimp!
But Paulette was really, really the chorus girl who kind of, she had a great story. She was the chorus girl who worked her way up. She married a wealthy guy, then she came to Hollywood. She married Charlie Chaplin. He put her in movies. She was in Modern Times. She was very, very popular. Everybody liked Paulette.
You stop looking at me and eat your dinner.
Cecil B. DeMille took one look at her and said, boy, she's a knockout. And in action movies, she will look great in Technicolor. And he put her in Northwest Mounted Police and loved her and gave her the lead in this.
Oh, you're just another packet rat aboard the Nellie B.
DeMille was a silent director who was always specialized in sex and spectacle, as we had seen with The Greatest Show on Earth, which we did a few episodes back. This one, he always has lots and lots of action. There's lots of scenes on ships and in the water, and he will always top whatever had happened the last time. He would always go to the top. For example, in The Greatest Show on Earth, you had 3 hours of circus movie, and then to top that up, he had this spectacular train wreck. Well, in this one, he does 2 hours of shipwrecks and everything else, and then he tops it off with this scene underwater with a giant squid. He demanded that his actors and actresses do their own stunts. John Wayne was just coming up. John Wayne had done Stagecoach, and he had made a hit, and they were developing him as a hero, and he is a natural. He just is a natural.
Trying to frighten me?
Raymond Massey, on the other hand, had come over from England and could do almost anything. He was brilliant in comedy. He always had a slight little twinkle in his eye. And Raymond Massey and David Niven were very, very much alike, except Raymond Massey was just a little bit handsomer. Raymond Massey had really, really gorgeous looks.
Who, for instance?
Well, me, for instance.
You?
And Raymond Massey also would eventually, about 2 or 3 years later, break the mold and play this alcoholic and win an Oscar for The Lost Weekend. In this movie, he sort of is playing the more educated person, which in DeMille's eyes made him sort of gay. And so he sort of comes off, he always is carrying a dog.
Ciao, Miss Loxi.
And he talks for the dog, and he'll have the dog say, hello, Loxi, you know.
I saw your lips move.
She's lovely, isn't she?
Everybody likes him, but at first they don't trust him because he's educated.
You're a young fool.
Thank you, sir.
You'll never leave Key West alive.
And there's rumors that somebody is purposely sabotaging ships so that the salvage people can get the cargo. And that's the basis behind this. And Loxi has inherited this company. She is the female head of this company that salvages from wrecks. So there's a lot of action. Paulette is a gorgeous, feisty gal in this. She's a lot of fun to watch. And the girl who's her best friend in this is Susan Hayward. Now, Susan at this point was playing a lot of sweet little ingenues. And she did it very well. She was that gorgeous Irish beauty. And her boyfriend is played by Robert Preston.
Oh, Dan! Dan, be careful!
Who's a bad guy. And his brother is played by Raymond Massey, who's the big heavy in this. I don't think there was anyone more malevolent on the screen as a nasty, maybe with the exception of Basil Rathbone, than Raymond Massey. He had these eyes that would just look right through you when he was angry, and he's really scary. He has a great part in this. He's really a sinister bastard in this, and you love him, of course, because the meaner, as Hitchcock always said, the nastier the villain, the higher the stakes. The movie has endless action, lots of color. It's shot in its 3-strip Technicolor that was glorious at the time. And it's just a great Saturday afternoon movie with a bowl of popcorn. And I think you're going to love it. John Wayne, Paulette Goddard, Ray Milland, and my favorite, Susan Hayward, in Cecil B. DeMille's Reap the Wild Wind.
Let's all go to the lobby.
It's a Teutonic tragedy of tension.
To get ourselves a treat.